You're on the precipice of making $1 million investment, and I'm talking to you like we're best friends. And you're telling me, hey, Elliot, the SBA does not require equality of earnings. Why would I do it? My response to you would be, you don't need a house inspection to buy a $500,000 house, but what kind of dummy doesn't do it? You don't need a car inspection to buy a used car from somebody across town, but what dummy doesn't do it? So now we're talking about 10x, 100x the size, and you want to be the dummy that didn't check? Now, I'm not calling you silly or stupid. I'm talking to you like we're best friends. Does that make sense to you? But let me give you some more on that topic. So in the following clips, I talked to two prominent M&A attorneys, and we go back and forth on why, even though the SBA doesn't require it, and the lawyers actually could care less about it to a large extent, except that the deals that close typically have one, and none of us want to put people into bad deals because that's not what we do. So hear it from me and them.
So I'm going to take a shot at that, Eric, because I deal with this all the time. So I morphed over the years. I didn't get to this place right away. But like when somebody calls me, and you can schedule calls with me on my website, and like, hey, man, like I'm pretty accounting savvy. I don't really know if I need a QoE. Like, can you kind of explain to me what it is and why I should pay for it? I say, hey, man, if you're not sure you want a QoE, I think you should probably not do one because it's so obvious to my target customer. It doesn't make sense for me to try to explain something to you that's like kind of obvious. I have a lot of content on it, a lot of content on it. If you want to get it done, let's talk at that point. But it's like, I shouldn't have to sell you into like getting a home inspector or getting a used car checked out. I try my best not to ever try to sell uphill is what I call it. Like I try to affect the people who are listening because I've gotten into situations where I'm discussing something with a person who chose a year ago not to get a QoE. It's like, we're wasting both of our time. Like my value is talking to somebody who's on the fence.
Repeatedly, and I don't want to belabor this topic too much, but I love the way he puts it. And that's if like shit hits the fan and this deal tanks, like I have to be able to look my spouse in the eye and say, when my house is being repossessed, I did literally everything I could. Like this was out and out fraud. Like there was nothing I could have done. I don't want to be in the position where I'm like, oh my gosh, like I'm not an accountant. I thought I was savvy enough. And I totally missed this.
I saved $10,000 on my QoE. They did the bare minimum for what they were paid. I took it and was so happy that they just validated my I'm in love with the deal decision. And now I'm ruined and everybody else in the transaction got paid. But I'm looking kids and wives in the house and now we got to go pay off this debt by us working harder. We bought a crater and you were trying to save 10 grand.